He needs some milk.
You stupid. She a little bad. Hit her with the bag. Yeah. Put it on the tab. Don't know how to act. Yeah.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl MeganB and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how I got this really cute jumbo box braid book. So I'm starting off on clean stretched hair. That just makes it a lot much easier for me to go by doing this whole process. And I'm just going to make a perfect square like so. And then I'm going to just braid it all the way down to the end and get it out the way. Also, I moisturize my hair using my oil and moisturizer that I created myself. You can go ahead and use whatever moisturizer and oils that you prefer. Just make sure you moisturize your hair before you do any protective styling. So I'm just parting my hair straight back, making it as straight as I can. And then the way I like to part is I like to use that first braid as a base. So I like to part up like in the middle of that braid. And in the next row, you'll see exactly why I like to do that. But yeah, just try to make those parts just as straight as possible. Your boxes don't have to be 100% even, especially if it's your first time. I've done box braids before, but I usually do the mini box braids with the smaller parts, and you don't really see because there's so many braids, you don't really see the parts or anything. Only time I do take my time and pre-section off everything is in the front. But for more jumbo chunky box braids where the parts are a lot bigger, I feel like the parting space you usually see, and it's kind of like an aesthetic of the entire hairstyle. So definitely make sure you're taking your time and making sure your parts are as neat as possible. Like I said, some of my stuff, I will be honest, like my parts weren't all even. So yeah, you can also do whatever you want. You can do squares, you can do triangles, whatever you want. Just make sure they're just as uniformed as possible. So as you can see, I am going to section off that hair, and I'm using that first braid as a guideline and making sure I part kind of in between that plait, just to allow all my braids to lay as flat as possible. So for that first part right here, this line right here, you do not want to use that as a guideline to create your next part. If you were to just use that as a guideline, then that top braid will fall on top of your second braid, and that's exactly what you do not want. You want your braids to fall in between each other and not on top of each other. So instead of using that line as a guide to make your first part, use the braid. That's what I like to do, is use the braid as a guideline and part in between that braid, or just depending on the size of your parting spaces. You can be like a little off. So you can be a little bit in front of the plait or a little bit behind it, but do not use that line as a guideline to make your next box braid. Especially dealing with chunkier box braids, they're already chunky, they're already big. So if they were to fall on top of each other, then it will just make them a lot more bulkier and they wouldn't lay flat. And I want y'all to have some nice flat, chunky, juicy box braids. So now that we are all done pre-parting our hair, I'm going to go in with the Shine and Jam gel with honey extract and then the Shine and Jam gel for braiders. And I'm using a threading rack to put all of my Kanekalon hair on. And I already went ahead and did the back. It's looking kind of nice and slick. And I'm going in with that Shine and Jam for braiders. And I'm going to put that on the roots of my hair, excluding my edges. I like to brush my edges away, my baby hairs, and then go in and put that on top of it. Now I'm using the Style Factor Edge Control, the newest one. It is for the, as you can see, I'm obsessed with. That's my first time using it. But it's for like a more coarser texture type hair. So yeah, and I'm putting that on top of the Shine and Jam, slicking it down. So the way I like to put my braid on is simple. I get my braid, I put it on top, making sure my real hair is in the middle, and that creates the third strand. I pull as tight as I can, but of course not too tight. We ain't trying to snatch out no edges. And then I just start braiding. And then maybe like 1 or 2 braids down, I go in with my Shine and Jam with the honey extract and I slick my hair down a little bit, trying to get rid of that poofiness, make it as slick as possible, and just start braiding down even more. And I continue to do that for the remainder, like the rest throughout the braid. Once I get halfway down, I like to start borrowing hair from the Kanekalon hair and mix it in with my real hair so it can even out. And then I just add some more of my Shine and Jam to make it blend better, slick down, and I braid that all the way down to the ends using the Shine and Jam with honey extract only. I like the Shine and Jam with honey better because it gives it a better slip. It's very moisturizing. For those of you who don't know, honey is very moisturizing for the hair, as well as I've noticed using it in the past, it really makes it moisturizing for the Kanekalon hair as well. If you don't know, Kanekalon hair is very like rough and not very silky, especially this brand. I think it's Model. I would definitely link everything in the description box below. But yeah, it was my first time trying the Shine and Jam for braiders, and they both work the same. The only difference is, like I said, the yellow bottle has honey in it, so it's a lot more moisturizing versus the one with the for braiders. And I'm just repeating that same process throughout my entire head, making sure you slick down your real hair so it can just blend a lot better. I honestly prefer Shine and Jam over like gels, even the Style Factor gels. I know they are very like thick and can really get your hair slick, but for me, they still just revert my hair back. And I know Shine and Jam says gel, but it doesn't really act as a gel, I promise you. Like, it acts as a pomade. It does not revert your hair at all, and that's why I prefer Shine and Jam over using any type of gel. Also, y'all, this style does not take long at all. It only took long for me. I started at 8 p.m. and I didn't finish till 6 a.m. But that's because I was actually filming this and it took forever. So I had to like charge my battery, switch out SD cards, as well as try to make this a good tutorial for you guys. But yeah, honestly, once you take your time and pre-section off your hair, you are good to go after that. Like, all it is just slicking down your roots and adding in the braiding hair. And it's a lot less braids versus mini small box braids. So yeah, I would definitely be doing this hairstyle more often versus my smaller braids. So yeah, I'm obsessed. So we are finally done, you guys. So I went ahead and dipped my ends in boiling hot water off camera. It's a little crinkly, but that's okay. It's all good. And then I'm going to lay my baby hairs with my Style Factor Edge Control. And I'm going to tie up my hair with my little black thing. I don't know what this is called, but if you watch my previous videos, y'all know I use it a lot to lay down my baby hairs and my edges. And now I'm going to go in with some mousse because, of course, you don't want to dip your entire head in boiling water. So I like to do the top part with mousse to lay it down, loosen it up, and then dip the ends with boiling hot water. And right here, I'm just clipping away some flyaways that the Kanekalon hair leaves. And I'm just going to tie my hair with the rest of my hair with a silky satin scarf, and I'm going to go to bed. And this is pretty much the end of the video, you guys, the final look. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
In my eye, yeah. Girls on sight, and she know that she look bad. Hit her with the bag, yeah. Put it on the tab, don't know how to act.